Hello everyone, my name is TurboTony19 and I'm here today with a video of Guild Wars 2. I've been away from the channel a little bit, been doing quite a few different things, and I got married, and obviously I went on my honeymoon and everything like that, so the videos have really been on the back burner. But with the new system I can run Guild Wars 2 perfectly, and this is the game I've been really looking forward to all this time. And I'll probably be doing a lot of videos of Guild Wars 2, just kind of just enjoying the game. It's absolutely brilliant, and there should be a lot more videos of just general things coming up and everything. I'm just going to go ahead and actually start playing here. I'll show you about where I am. I'm about level 50-ish at the moment, just coming up to level 50. So I'm just in this area here, Dredgehorn Cliffs, level 40 to 50. I'm just going to walk. I've only done a few things around here. And I mean, overall, I haven't played loads because I had like a big week's break. But I mean, I've been playing, I'd say about the same as any other guy who's been like a passerby who's really liked the game. I mean, I played Guild Wars 1 quite a bit, but I'm really enjoying this game so far. I mean, it's a completely different beast, really, to Guild Wars 1. In Guild Wars 1, I found that you're doing a lot of group combat. You're setting up your group for large battles. Normally this is one-on-one, and I kind of like that. It's kind of the more thing. I mean, a lot of people have been saying it's a little bit more World of Warcrafty, and I would agree with that. I mean, it is in the terms of its gameplay mechanics. I say it is a lot like World of Warcraft, but the way that you go around doing your quests and your missions and your gathering and your killing, this game seems to promote a lot more teamwork, which is in other games it doesn't really have that sort of thing. You kind of want to do your own thing, which is really a wrong sort of idea for a massively multiplayer online game. So for those who haven't seen the game before, I mean, there's a lot of people, like even my own friends, haven't seen much gameplay who might be getting the game. This might be refreshing for you to watch, and I mean, basically what I'm doing now is just gathering all the resources I can. One, to get the experience boost for doing it every day, because I'll get it over here. And two, because crafting in this game is really cool. I mean, in other games I've done crafting and it hasn't felt nearly as beneficial, and I felt like I didn't really need to do it, and you don't need to in this game, but I mean, you get a lot of XP boosts, and you can make a lot of money, and it's really good when you go on a crafting spree and you realise you've leveled up once or twice, so that's always quite fun. And as you can see here, like one of the quests has started up here because we've just come up into this area. So me and this guy here are probably going to go and do it now. We've got a few people down, so we're going to go save them. And this is one of the cool things about this game, that the more people you got playing this game, the better it is. And that really isn't the case for a lot of these games, that you kind of want to get your own separate loot. You don't want to lose out your chance or your percentages, as it were, for getting this big loot by going into these battles. And I'm getting absolutely destroyed here. I need to back off. But yeah, by basically having a big group, and this, you want to have a big group, you want to be playing with other players because they can really help you out, and especially when you're doing these sorts of missions, and there's a lot of enemies. I mean, they do ramp up, but I mean, that's one of the problems as well, that while on one turn it is actually very good to be playing with other people, and you can get boosts. Like one of my boosts is that I give other people better toughness and everything from being around me, and I can give them different boosts on their stats and everything because I'm a guardian. But one of the main problems with this as well is that, I mean, for some of the bigger battles, I mean, I've had it happen about 3 times now, where you might have a very big group of people, and the boss that you're fighting then becomes so almost overpowered that he can kill you in one hit. And when you're doing that, you end up losing your armor, and there's not really much you can do. You're just basically trying to dodge the best you can, but sometimes that'll happen and the battles can last for ages, and it doesn't feel epic, it just feels kind of annoying because they come to a point where their attacks are basically one-hit kills. So that can get a bit frustrating. Now, that hasn't happened that much, but I think every now and then you will get, about 30, 40 people in the same battle, and that's where these problems come from. So, I mean, when you get about 10 people doing the same quest, that's pretty good. What you're seeing right here is that you don't really have quests in Guild Wars 2. You basically have these hearts that come up, and they're tasks that you can do for people in the area, and the majority of them that you do kind of as you're going along. I mean, I've just done that one there, I didn't even realise, and I just got a whole lot of XP for doing that, so that's good. So yeah, I mean, in total, this game has really surprised me. And when I first picked it up, I don't want to say I was expecting a Guild Wars 1 upgrade, but like you don't really know what to really prepare yourself for. And this game definitely isn't one of those games where you go in and you know exactly everything that's going on. It's a very different game than what you would have experienced beforehand in terms of its questing and its gathering and its general rewards for its teamwork. And that is very, very good. I mean, you want something different. You don't want a clone of another game, or I mean, if we wanted more Guild Wars 1, we might as well just had another expansion, you know. I mean, Guild Wars 1 is great. I mean, I loved Guild Wars 1. I played a lot of it. But this one is a whole different experience, and I'm very thankful for the fact that we do have a different experience in Guild Wars 1, because it's almost like you're playing a completely different game, you know, and that's good. After you complete these heart things, you end up getting this little letter that basically tells you how you've impacted the world and how you've helped them and everything, and you get a bit of money and everything. So you take all that and you can head off. So that's always pretty good. And as you can see down here as well, I mean, I've been scaled down. I'm level 48, but I'm level 43 scaled down. That makes it a lot fairer. Every battle then is a challenge, and as you saw there, I was in danger of going down a few times. And that originally I thought, well, that would be. I don't really like the idea of that, because you know, you're basically doing all this work to level up, and then you're not really getting much out of it in the sense of, you know, you basically go up against these lower level enemies and they can still spank you. But I'm liking it, in fact, because I had a lot of people join the game like later on than I did, and I've basically gone and done their starting areas because I left them alone knowing that they were going to come in. And it's not all been basically just run around, do everything very easily. Everything's still a challenge. I mean, I still have a boost higher than most people because I have, you know, the trait lines and everything like that. But in the sense that it's still challenging, and it's still not like one-hit combos, and I'm not like just basically going through it for the sake of it. That's quite good in that sense. And I'm just trying to figure out how to get to this vista up here. And people don't know that this Guild Wars 2 basically has these sort of platforming sections. Some of them you do to get map completion, like the one there, and some of them you basically do and you get chests out of them, and they're all quite fun. But some of them can be quite elaborate, and some of them can really go on for a while. I did the Great Northern Wall, and that took a while to do, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with this now. I'm guessing I've got to drop this off to the heart guy. Okay, I'm going to go do that. But okay, I've got to fight. Yeah, I mean, they're quite rewarding. I mean, the one that I did for the Great Northern Wall was very elaborate and very big, and you know, you make one wrong drop and basically you got to do it all again. And while that's good for me because I have a computer that can really run it well, you know, it's sort of the thing where you don't really, you know. I'm just basically flicking through here. Give me a second. That's it. Basically, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yes, right. So, hold on a second. What's going on here? What do I need to do? It gives you a list here of things that you need to go through. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm going to break apart from my topics here, but there's so much going on with this game, and I'm playing as I'm commentating. It's something I don't normally do, so you know, you have to bear with me there. But I'm really enjoying playing, you know, most of the aspects of this game. There's only a few things that like bugged me, like for instance the you know, the upgraded bosses and everything, and I found that I can't really find a lot of the bigger bosses unless I'm really looking for them as well, which I guess is okay. But like I had a big battle with a big giant fire elemental thing, and like I said, there were so many people in it, so many people wanted to be part of these really big events and everything, that they end up making the boss really hard and really overpowered. And I mean, I've done the dungeons. I don't have a problem with difficulty. That's okay. But it's when you come to a point where you're getting one hit killed, it can get a bit awkward then. And talking of dungeons as well, I mean, I did the first. I've only done one of the dungeons because I've just been exploring the world and really enjoying it there. But I'm finding there that I really enjoyed going through the dungeons, and they are quite difficult in the sense of that they almost remind you a little bit of the battles that you would find in Guild Wars 1, in the sense that you've got to be really careful about how you pull your enemies and everything like that. I mean, you do have to be careful really in the world, but I mean, like once you go into an area like this, I mean, I'm not having too much of a problem taking these guys out. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoy that, and I've only gone through one. I thought the story was pretty cool. It was really cool seeing Adalbern again, seeing him go all weird and everything. I'm sorry if you haven't done it, but the yeah, I'm really looking forward to going through some of them again, and I know I'll have about 2 to do once I get to level 50 anyway. I mean, I've shown you here some of the like the dodging areas that you can get away from their attacks here, and that's about movement and everything. I might have to back off and maybe get some of the NPCs in this fight if they're going to do it. But yeah, I mean, like overall, in terms of that and everything, I'm really looking forward to going through there, and I know that the dungeons are a lot of the end game content. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to going forward with that and giving that a try once I get to level 80, and I don't think it will be that long till I get there because they have quite a steady leveling rate on this. That you like, I got up to level I'm level 48 now, and I got up there quite quickly in comparison to other games. So, I mean, I'm quite happy with that. None of these NPCs are helping me at all. So. I'm just being quite careful here. As you see, these veterans here can take a lot more damage. They can deal a lot more damage. I'm trying to stay out of his attacks. I'm doing pretty well, actually. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad for that. I'm glad that you've got those that carry on their own kind of sort of story there, and you've got your own personal story as well, which, I mean, I'm enjoying at the moment. But it seems that what I tend to do, I don't know if there's a lot of people doing this in terms of their personal story. But I've been sort of trying to level up my character so I can do a lot of them in a row, because each of the story missions are almost like 3 levels apart, and you know, if you go in too low of a level, then you pretty much will get spanked. So I've been trying basically level up loads and do a lot in a row. Oh, I've got a die there. Let's have a look at what that is. A cool die. I will take that straight away. So I keep getting attacked here. This place is really under attack. Anyway, let's go to my list of things. But like I said, yeah, about the lore and everything and how it's changed. And I mean, the only one graft I would say there is that, like, I've been hearing a lot about the Elder Dragons and everything. I really haven't seen much of them apart from that. And while there's been some epic battles, I haven't seen much of their impact on the world, because maybe I haven't gone over to certain areas or anything. But it would have been nice maybe to have a cutscene and see one of them, maybe like devastate the city, just to kind of get that over, you know, that these guys are here to stay, and they're really going to tear up the country and everything like that. But that was the only one thing that maybe had a problem, and I think I might just figure out how to get to this vista. So I'm just going to try and jump across here. It seems like this might be a way to get across. So that's my one gripe with that. I was right all along. Here we go. See, these vistas can be put in very ingenious spots, and it gives you a lovely look around and everything like this. It's really good on the home worlds, because you can basically just sit here and it will show you through, and the home worlds are brilliantly built. And I especially like the Grove and Ratisum. I didn't like Holbrack too much, and the Black Citadel just seems really complicated to me, and I haven't actually been to Divinity's Reach. So yeah, I mean, I think the vistas are a great idea. Some people don't like them because their computers are maybe a little bit slow to. I know that I've got a couple of people in my guild. I say a couple of people, I make it sound like my guild's huge. I've only got 3 people in my guild. The other 2 people don't have exceptionally high spec PCs or laptops to be able to play this. So when they're doing it, sometimes it'll lag, and then they just aren't getting the jumps properly. So that can get quite frustrating for them. But I mean, that's. There's not much really you can do about that, but I mean, I quite enjoy going through them, especially doing the like I said, the Great Northern War was quite fun to do, and along those lines. And as you see here, because I'm killing these enemies here, that eventually my heart will go up and I'll unlock this area. And basically every map has like a completion stat, and that basically goes towards your overall completion. I'm guessing that's what a lot of people are doing, and I think the ArenaNet kind of knew that when they were putting this in, because it kind of drives you forward to kind of explore all the map, and the vistas are a very good part of that, because a lot of games I'll end up walking past some really beautifully made environments, and I won't even kind of get to see what they're all about. And then it kind of makes you like, a lot of these developers must really put a lot of work into these environments, and you know, you kind of run past them a lot of the time without seeing a lot of the things that it has to offer, and I imagine that would get quite frustrating. So that was quite a good idea for them to put that in there, and I know a few people just skip past it, but you know, there's not really much you can do about that. But I mean, in general, I think that was a really good idea, and it's more incentive for you to just take a step back from the fighting and the collecting and just enjoying the game, just to enjoy the landscapes, and they are really beautifully made. So that's always a good thing. And in regards then to my guild, as I brought them up, I will eventually be having some cameos with them. I'll be having some playthroughs. In fact, we might actually go through the Ascalon Catacombs, which is the first dungeon, and I might go through it with them, just to show you kind of what the dungeons are like and everything like that. I'm going to keep that in there because I want to read all the ones. I don't like just deleting them straight off because, you know, they're in there for a reason. Did I miss anything here? Yeah, 2 points of interest. It's good. A good thing about the map that it kind of shows you all the things that you haven't seen and you haven't explored yet, and you can find some pretty decent things along those lines. So that's okay. But yeah, as I said, I will be having a few of them come up and do a few cameos. Maybe have them in because we do have a laugh and it's quite hilarious. Like my wife will laugh just listening to us play these games and everything like that. And it's the same for that when we play Modern Warfare and everything like that. So we play that and we have a laugh doing that. So I hope you guys will be entertained because we're generally a bit weird when we do games like that. So yeah, that'll be fun, and we'll have that as well. I mean, this game, in terms of its sustainability and its success, I mean, it's been really successful like this so far, and they had to suspend sales and everything just to make sure that this game was going to work properly for all the people that had bought it. And I like the fact that they did that. They didn't oversell themselves and have a really bad launch, because then that would have stayed in people's mind. People remember how a game is launched, and you know, especially the hardcore gamers, they will talk about how each game was launched and they'll almost weigh it against the other one. So I'm glad that they did that, and it's good to see that there's so much interest in this game, and it's very much a game franchise that I'm very much involved in. I do consider myself a very big Guild Wars fan, and it's very good to see that they that this game is getting a lot more. It seems to be getting a lot more mainstream attention than the first one did, and a lot of people are taking notice. And I know they've put sales back on now. I mean, you can still buy it, but they tried to slow down the amount of people buying it so they can sustain it and get everything ready. And a lot of people might say, well, they should have foreseen that, and they should have known that this game was going to get that big. But you know, you don't know how successful your game's going to be, and they probably didn't realise just how many. I mean, the problems that they had were the sales from, you know, the retailers and everything like that. It wasn't it was the large influx of players that came in just so quickly, and I don't know if they ever thought they would get that many, but you know, they have, and that's really great for them. And I'm glad that the game now has a very large community surrounding it, and the majority of people have really enjoyed this game. I mean, I know there's some people that haven't enjoyed it, and you know, fair play. It's its own sort of thing. Not everyone is going to like what Guild Wars 2 brings. They might think it's a lot samey than the things that they've already had, but you know, each to their own. I mean, everyone has their preferences, and you know, everyone's going to like the game, but there is a lot of people that do like it. I'm glad for that, so that's really, really good. But in terms of its sustainability and how long it will last, I mean, I haven't reached endgame yet, and I haven't even got close. I've still got loads of stuff to do on the game, and for that I'm thankful. But I know there's a few people that rush to the end, and you know, I don't know why they rush to the end. There's a big game, and you kind of want to enjoy it, but you know, in terms of like end game content and everything like that, I'm not sure what's there. To be fair, I wasn't one of those people who did really long runs in the Underworld or Temple of the you know, Fisher of Woe and all that sort of stuff. I wasn't one of those people that would do that. I don't know, it just didn't really appeal to me that much. So in terms of like getting faster times in dungeons and going for that special route, like trying to do Scythe and everything, that's not something that really motivates me to play. So I mean, I'm quite happy once I've gone through and I've done everything, I've done the story, I've defeated Zaitan, to go and create another character and do it all again as a different profession, because by that point I would have spent a lot of hours playing as a Guardian. It's almost like playing the entire game again with a whole different skill set, and just basically enjoying the game almost like from another light and also from another race's viewpoint. So that's something that really excites me in terms of playing long term. I'm just going to try and skip all those enemies there and just drop down here. Oh dear, okay, I made it. So yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, I'm not there yet, but I don't think that I'll have a lot of problem getting a lot of hours out of this game, because you're not paying subscription fees. You're really getting a whole content to be a money's worth. I know with MMOs, a lot of people have this sort of unrealistic view of what they should be getting out of an MMO, that they should be able to play it non-stop. That should be the only game that they should be able to play. But you know, there is limitations, and I would rather take really good content over a lot of content. And you know, one of my favourite games, if not my favourite game of all time, was Metal Gear Solid 3. Now I can speed through that game in a matter of hours, you know, very, very quickly. But the reason why it's my favourite game is because every single part of that game is absolutely pristine, and it's perfect. And that I might play a game for 200 hours, and it might not still have the impact that a game for let's say 7 hours, you know, might give you. And you know, there has been games like that where I've played like hundreds and hundreds of hours. I played Guild Wars 1 for near on 1,000 hours, but did it have the same story impact as me as maybe Metal Gear Solid 3? Definitely didn't, I can tell you that for sure. And I mean, I love Guild Wars 1, but I mean, that's the reason why I would prefer to have in an MMO, because I heard from some people it would take about 200 hours maybe to do everything in the game. I'd much rather have that than have 500 hours of filler content. And now, that's while I can understand it's not everyone's cup of tea, that's just the way I would enjoy it, and that's why Guild Wars 2 caters to my sort of preferences. And you know, that's just on one character, and like, I'm going to play PvP. I mean, I played a lot of AB and you know, like Jade Quarry and everything on the first Guild Wars, and I really did enjoy that. So it's not as if I'm not going to play standard PvP and World vs World, because I played a bit of World vs World and I really enjoyed it. It's just that I didn't have enough people with me really to make a significant impact on the battle, and I really didn't know how it worked. I didn't realise that you had to pick up, you know, resources, and you had to build battering rams and all this sort of thing. And it was just me kind of testing out the waters. I mean, that still helped. I wasn't just running around like a headless idiot, but once I play it more and I've got a lot more people, I'll be able to really make much more of an impact on the battles and everything. So I'm going to wait until the guild is all ready, and maybe I'm level 80, so I know my skill set. I know in PvE kind of what works and what doesn't, and then I can kind of go from there. I tend not to want to go into a position where I'm impacting other people's PvP experience, because I don't really know what I'm doing. So there is that. And I mean, in the future, just kind of show me, like, I'm going to be doing a lot more Guild Wars 2 stuff, and that's just a given, because like I said, I'm really into this game. I'm really enjoying it. The environments are fantastic. The combat is brilliant, because you know, you've got your dodging, and it's just a lot more movement based. You're not standing there just exchanging blows. You have to move around. You have to change your weapons mid combat, and that's what I like, that you can change up your combat style to suit the battle that you're having. And that really is good. I mean, I was always tank in Guild Wars 1, so having the ability to play almost like a sort of slightly a slash spellcaster role sometimes, and a support role really intrigues me. The fact that I can switch between the two whenever I like. I can still be someone who takes the majority of the beating, but if I want to, I can go back and play support, and you can pretty much do that on the fly. I mean, that's what basically, like, what really drew me into it, that the fact that I kind of get almost like trademarks for being a tank with the people I play with, but this game you can kind of switch on the fly, and it makes things much more flexible, and it makes things more fun in that sense, that you can play different roles, and it doesn't matter, you know, how you go about it. I mean, in dungeons and everything, then it probably is better that you have a dedicated role in the battle, let you know what you're doing. But I mean, in terms of exploration and general enjoyment of the game, you can kind of play as you like, and you're not really locked into any sort of thing. And that's something I like, because I don't normally play the sort of spellcaster support role, and it's exciting to be able to do that on the fly. So that's always a good thing. I might be making another video eventually, just basically regarding my own personal stories, because I'm playing as my character now. Her name is Koika Purida. Like, for people who know me, I mean, I write novels, and you know, for anyone who creates their own character in these sort of games, you kind of make their own backstories, and I made quite an elaborate one for her and the character I played in the first one. So I might do a mini lore video. I'm not sure. Let me know if you want to see it. I mean, I don't know if people would want to know that or anything, but you know, let me know in the comments if that's something that you might enjoy to see, and see a video regarding that. I might maybe get a few screenshots and make it at least a little bit professional looking and everything like that, so that would be okay. I'm probably just going to finish up this heart here, and then head up to some safe ground, and then that'll probably be the end of this video. But the one other thing I might like to add in just quickly is that in terms of the crafting, I mean, when I first got into the game and I was collecting all these materials like you would do in Guild Wars 1 just to kind of get the things, and I've just done that there. What did I do there? Why is that going into the sky? Okay, I assume that's okay. So yeah, in terms of the crafting, everything, like I wasn't someone who really crafted that much or even gathered that many resources. I mean, at the end of Guild Wars 1, I mean, I gathered resources, but I really didn't do much with them. I didn't really go for elaborate armor sets or anything like that. In fact, when I got the armor sets, I just stayed with the Elite Sunsphere one, so I didn't really use any elaborate ones or really go out trying to find them. But I mean, I find in Guild Wars 2, because you get XP for getting the materials, you get XP for crafting, it's a lot more rewarding to be able to do that. And you know, I was genuinely happy that I actually managed to level up a few times by doing it, and you know, sell a lot of things, gain a lot of money. It's very good in that sense, very rewarding that you can do that, and in other games you don't get that sort of thing, so that's okay. So I think that's going to be the end of this particular video. Let me know if you want to see any more Guild Wars 2 footage. I would definitely be more than happy to upload that up, and it's quite easy for me to make these sort of videos and everything. Please leave a comment, like you said, if you want to see more about, like I said, my character's lore or even other games. I keep saying I'm going to do man and wife episodes, but then my wife doesn't really feel up to doing them, so I don't know, I'm not going to promise that again. But yeah, like I said, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe and a comment. I'd love it all, and I'll talk to you guys soon.